Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Education Subcommittee of the House Ways and Means Committee. Today we'll get started. If everyone can mute themselves. And as you're joining, please mute yourself so we can get started. Today we're going to start with, we have five bills today. We have, let's take up SB 150 first. It's a local delegation bill. Alistair, there's a delegation letter for this bill, right?
Yes. And I believe that the delegation approved this bill with an amendment that returned it to the state of the House bill that we passed earlier.
Correct. What does the bill do now, Alistair?
So it just says that it specifies that a majority vote is the majority of the members available, I think. The Senate added an additional member to this is the Baltimore County Board of Education bill. The Senate added an additional member to the Baltimore County Board of Education, and the House amendments removes that member and returns it to the form of the House bill. And I believe it was House Bill 181 that we took up much earlier in session.
Got it. Is that what the amendments do? That's the amendments with the bill, but adding another amendment. Yeah,
the amendments just return the bill to the state of the House bill, I believe.
Got it. Delegate Eversole, you want to add anything, Suze?
No, he covered it. We just stripped. They added something to the bill. It was cross-filed, and when it came over, we didn't like what they added, and we moved to take it off. So we amended by unamending it.
Yeah. Okay. Any questions on the bill? Seeing none, can I have a motion on this bill?
I move
the amendments. Excuse me. The amendments.
Yeah, I move the amendments.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Okay. On the bill as amended, Delegate Eversole.
Move favorable.
Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Perfect. All right. House Senate Bill 150 passes. Thank you. We're going to move on to Senate Bill 278. Alistair, you want to tell us what this bill does?
Yes. So this bill is the cross file of House Bill 34, which we are secondary on. HGO is the primary committee, and this bill would the same posture as HB 34, which we passed earlier in session. It requires that included in the standards adopted by MSDE and MDH governing student-based health centers that telehealth be provided in accordance with legislation on telehealth that passed the General Assembly last year. And there are no amendments for this bill.
No amendments. Any questions? Delegate Eversole.
Same as the House bill. Is that? Did I hear you say that? Okay, thanks.
That's correct.
Okay. Any other questions? Delegate Rose.
Thank you. I'm trying to look up on my floor system, which isn't working. I believe some of us voted against the House version of this bill. Is that correct?
I believe that is correct.
Okay.
Yes. I believe the vote was a party line vote with Delegate Hornberger joining the majority party.
Okay. Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, this is the offer telehealth system.
Yes.
Correct. Got it. Cool. Okay. Any other discussion? Any other questions? Seeing none, do I have a motion on this bill?
Move favorable. Second.
It's been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Senate Bill 278 passes. We're going to special order SB 427. We'll come back to that one. We're going to go to Senate Bill 497.
Yes. So this is a bill that is the cross file to HB 71, which we considered relatively recently, which would transfer the education of juveniles from the responsibility of the State Department of Education to the Department of Juvenile Services. The amendment before you is mostly in alignment with the House amendments that were adopted before by the committee, with a couple additional changes. There is language specifying so one of the House amendments made the Board of Education being created in the Department of Juvenile Services an independent body within the Department of Juvenile Services. One of the amendments clarifies what exactly that entails. So for purposes of budgeting, they'll be budgeted with the Department of Juvenile Services, and all sorts of support services like human resources, technology, infrastructure stuff will be run through the Department of Juvenile Services, but the Department of Juvenile Services will not have any say in the staff assignment of staff, the decisions to hire staff or fire staff, or the provision of education, which the board will control. Additionally, the two groups are required to sign a memorandum of understanding. Additionally, in the previous version of this bill, we had a termination date 12 years after the bill. That's been
I'm gonna ask
removed.
everyone to mute themselves, just so we don't have any interruptions, please. Thank you. Go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. So the termination date of 12 years has been removed and it was meant to be tied to the Program Evaluation Act. Instead of that, there's a requirement that the office designated by the Department of Legislative Services that does the Program Evaluation Act will evaluate this board at the 5-year and the 8-year mark. And another additional amendment to the bill, as heard before, the new superintendent of juvenile services education is required to submit a plan in accordance with the Blueprint for Maryland's Future, similar to all other educational bodies in the state. And they'll be held to making sure that they comply with that plan. And finally, there's a specific provision transferring the funds that are appropriated to the State Department of Education for the education of this population to the Department of Juvenile Services, with the understanding that they must be used in accordance with the Memorandum of Understanding. There are some other minor changes. As the bill came in, the department was responsible for the sole education of all the students. That was amended to, in the House version, to be the superintendent who would do that. In this version, it's often the superintendent working with the department in cases where the superintendent will be relying on data collection or doing reporting in things that the superintendent might not have access to, but that the department would. And so otherwise, all the amendments are in the same form that we adopted on the House version.
Otherwise, it sounds like a lot of thank you, Alistair. Any questions on the amendments? Great. Seeing none, do I have a motion on the amendments? Can I have a motion on amendments?
You're favorable?
Okay, it's been probably moved. So then probably moved and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. On the bill as amended, I hear a motion.
Move favorable.
So properly moved
Second.
and seconded. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor say aye.
Aye.
All opposed. Perfect. Senate Bill 497 passes. Thank you. Alistair, last bill.
Thank you, Mr. Chair. The last bill is SB 830. This is the cross file of HB 1148. And again, we're secondary. This is the bill that would transfer control of school-based health centers from joint control by MSDE and MDH to control by MDH. And it's in the same posture, no amendments, same posture as the House bill.
Awesome. And we're secondary on this bill.
We are secondary, that's correct.
Do I hear a motion on this bill? Any discussion, excuse me? Do I hear a motion?
Move favorable.
It's
Second.
been properly moved and seconded. All those in favor say aye.
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 All opposed? Great, thanks, everyone. I'll let you know when we have our next, sorry, April, Delia Rose, you're a no. You voted no or no?
Delegate Rose and Hartman were opposed.
Or no?
Oh, no, okay, perfect, okay. So Delia, Hartman, and Rose are opposed on Senate Bill 830. Got it. Thank you, everyone. Okay, thank you, everyone. I will let you know when our next meeting is. If we have any other bills that come up, I'll let everyone know.